Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I am your host, Ilham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. On March 1st, the head of state met with President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev. On March 2nd, the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group in response to COVID-19 kicked off in Baku. President İlham Əliyev attended the summit-level meeting. President İlham Əliyev received a delegation led by President of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Romania, Ion Marcel Ciolacu.
Hailing the regular nature of contacts between the two countries, the head of state described the reciprocal visits of the two countries' presidents as an important step taken in this direction. President İlham Əliyev also described the visit of the President of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Romania to Azerbaijan with a large delegation as a sign of the high level of relations between the two countries. Underlining that the bilateral agenda has expanded, President İlham Əliyev said that the essence of bilateral relations had changed in a qualitatively positive direction. As a good example of this, the head of state noted the deepening of energy cooperation, including the delivery of Azerbaijani gas to the Romanian market, and expressed hope that after the implementation of the green energy project, more work will be done in this area. The President of Azerbaijan pointed out that there was a good potential for developing ties between the two countries in other areas as well, and expressed confidence that Ion Marcel Ciolacu's visit to Azerbaijan would contribute to the strengthening of interparliamentary cooperation. Noting that the delegation led by him included government representatives along with his colleagues, the President of the Chamber of Deputies of the Parliament of Romania said that during his meetings in Azerbaijan, the expansion of relations, including the strengthening of cooperation within international organizations, will be discussed. Ion Marcel Ciolacu stressed the special importance of the reciprocal visits of the presidents of Azerbaijan and Romania in terms of developing the bilateral ties, and expressed his confidence that the strategic partnership would continue to expand. The President of the Chamber of Deputies praised Azerbaijan's important role in ensuring stability in the South Caucasus, adding that the country is a strategic partner of the European Union. They stressed the significance of the quadrilateral memorandum of understanding signed between Azerbaijan, Georgia, Hungary and Romania, and a project to lay a submarine electric cable under the Black Sea based on Azerbaijan's renewable energy potential within this framework. Romania's support for the development of Azerbaijan's cooperation with the European Union and NATO was also lauded.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham Əliyev, received Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Russian Federation, Sergei Lavrov. Greeting Sergei Lavrov, the head of state said that the visit coincided with the one-year anniversary of the Declaration on the Allied Interaction, which was signed on February 22nd last year, and which was a remarkable and important step in the development of relations between the two countries. Saying that the declaration reflected the spirit and the character of relations and also determined the ways of interaction for the future, President İlham Əliyev added that last year was marked with very dynamic character of these relations. There were several meetings at the level of heads of state. You visited Azerbaijan and your colleague visited Russia, said the head of state. Expressing with satisfaction that the dynamic flow of tourists from Russia is getting back to the pre-COVID times, President İlham Əliyev stated 135 flights of Russian and Azerbaijani air couriers take place on a weekly basis, which in itself is a record achievement. I hope that 2022 will be the year of breakthrough in the normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia. I would like to express my gratitude to the Russian government and to you personally for active participation in this process. I think that Russia, as our friend, ally and neighbor, plays a special role in the contribution to the settlement of intergovernmental relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, said President İlham Əliyev, recalling that last year fundamental efforts were made in this direction and documents determining the conceptual character of the future peace treaty. In particular, mutual recognition of the territorial integrity and sovereignty of both countries played the role of the foundation which can be used to proceed to the peace treaty. The head of state said that Azerbaijan is keen to work constructively with Armenia and with Russia in the capacity of friend and neighbor in order to turn the page of hostility and bring peace to the South Caucasus. Conveying the greetings of President Vladimir Putin to President İlham Əliyev, Russian Foreign Minister said President Putin was paying close attention to the development of allied interaction between the two countries. Underlining the one-year anniversary of the signing of the Declaration on Allied Interaction, Sergei Lavrov said this declaration determined the level of interaction between the two countries and figured out the ways to deepen and raise it to a qualitatively new level. Touching on the practical cooperation, he said it was developing effectively and comprehensively on all the directions, and this was not the end. And as President Ilham Aliyev discussed with President Putin, several mega projects, which did not only have bilateral but a regional and global character, were under development. Saying that this year they'll be celebrating 100-year anniversary since the birth of Heydar Aliyev, the Russian foreign minister said they were planning a series of events on this occasion. And of course, as you underlined, the regional security remains an important topic in our relations, not only on the bilateral, but also on the multilateral track. Many of our international colleagues, including those who are far away from the region, are showing keen interest to contribute to the progress of the settlement of the situation between Azerbaijan and Armenia, and we, as President Putin said on numerous occasions, are welcoming all the efforts geared to the stabilization of the situation and creation of conditions for the countries situated here to engage in cooperation with each other on the basis of the interests of their countries and people, said Sergei Lavrov. President Ilham Aliyev thanked for the greetings of Vladimir Putin and asked to convey his greetings to the head of the Russian Federation. The head of state received a delegation led by Vice President of the Republic of Cuba, Salvador Antonio Valdez Mesa. President Ilham Aliyev recalled the participation of the President of Cuba in the summit of the Non-Aligned Movement in Baku in 2019 and expressed his gratitude to the Cuban side for its support of Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement. The head of state emphasized that he would continue his efforts to further develop the non-aligned movement, noting that Azerbaijan was working towards this movement playing an important role in international relations. President Ilham Aliyev said there was a need for broad discussions about the post-COVID period in the world. President Ilham Aliyev also stressed that Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the non-aligned movement would come to an end this year, noting Azerbaijan was leaving behind a good legacy as chair after 4 years. In this regard, the head of state noted the institutionalization of the organization, the creation of its parliament and youth network, as well as other initiatives. Saying that there were great prospects for the development of cooperation, President Ilham Aliyev said that the field of healthcare was of particular importance, adding that there were ample opportunities for the development of relations in such fields as tourism, education, agriculture, culture, and pharmaceuticals. Pointing to the traditional friendly relations between the two countries and close cooperation in international organizations, including the non-aligned movement, the head of state said that the activity of Cuban doctors and medical workers in Azerbaijan during the pandemic was highly appreciated. President Ilham Aliyev underlined that this factor had made a substantial contribution to the development of bilateral relations. President Ilham Aliyev also expressed hope that the visit of the Cuban vice president would give an additional impetus to the expansion of bilateral relations and voiced his confidence that the visit to Azerbaijan would produce a good impression. Expressing his gratitude for the invitation to participate in the summit of the contact group of the non-aligned movement on the fight against COVID-19, Salvador Antonio Valdez Mesa conveyed the greetings of President of Cuba, Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez, to the President of Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev expressed his gratitude for the greetings, asked the Vice President to convey his greetings to the President of Cuba, and said that he remembered his meeting with President of Cuba with pleasure. Salvador Antonio Valdez Mesa noted that national leader of the Azerbaijani people, Heydar Aliyev and Fidel Castro, had played an important role in the development of the traditional friendly relations. He underscored that this year marked the 100th anniversary of the great leader's birth. Salvador Antonio Valdez Mesa said the Cuban side had serious political will to further develop relations between the two countries. The Vice President said that Azerbaijan had continued its active and successful chairmanship of the non-aligned movement, although it coincided with a difficult period such as the fight against COVID-19. He thankfully emphasized that Azerbaijan had done great work to develop the non-aligned movement and had not spared its support for the member states of the organization. The Vice President of Cuba said there were close relations between the two countries within international organizations and noted that Cuba, as chair of G77, was interested in deepening cooperation and developing relations between the two institutions, noting that it was working for the deepening of the South-South cooperation. Salvador Antonio Valdez Mesa emphasized that his country had been in blockade for years, but the Cuban people's determination to fight for freedom had not run out. He also thanked Azerbaijan for its support of the resolutions tabled in the UN General Assembly in relation to Cuba. The head of state noted that the determination of the people of Azerbaijan and Cuba to fight for freedom had similar aspects, adding that the Azerbaijani people had never come to terms with occupation and aggression and liberated their lands from the occupation that lasted for nearly 30 years. President Ilham Aliyev said that the Cuban people had proved to the world that they were capable of enduring all the hardships in the struggle for freedom, noting that this determination had played an important part in Azerbaijan's victory, as is the case with the Cuban people. This similarity brings the two peoples closer to each other even more. On March 1st, President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev met with Chairwoman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Željka Cvijanović. The head of state thanked Chairwoman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina for visiting Azerbaijan to participate in the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group on the fight against COVID-19, noting that the visit also created opportunities for conducting discussions on the bilateral relations. Saying that she is happy to be in Azerbaijan, Chairwoman of the Presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina noted that she was impressed by the beauty of Baku. Željka Cvijanović hailed the high-level relations between the two countries and emphasized that Azerbaijan's support for her country during the COVID-19 period and during the floods in Bosnia and Herzegovina was highly appreciated. Željka Cvijanović underlined that there were great opportunities for cooperation in economic, trade, investment, energy and other areas. The sides praised the level of political relations between Azerbaijan and Bosnia and Herzegovina. They stressed the importance of strengthening economic and trade ties even further, as well as promoting direct contacts between the business communities. During the conversation, the sides recalled that the cities of Baku and Sarajevo have been sister cities since the 70s of the last century and emphasized the significance of the development of intercity relations. Chairwoman Željka Cvijanović invited President Ilham Aliyev to visit Bosnia and Herzegovina. The President of Azerbaijan thankfully accepted the invitation. President Ilham Aliyev received Director General of the International Organization for Migration, Antonio Vitorino.
International Organization for Migration Director General Antonio Vitorino thanked for the invitation to attend the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group on the fight against COVID-19, noting that this summit created great opportunity for conducting discussions on current issues on the international agenda. Emphasizing that Azerbaijan and the International Organization for Migration enjoy very close relations, the head of state expressed gratitude to Antonio Vitorino for participating in the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group on the fight against COVID-19 to be held in Baku. President Ilham Aliyev said that during Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Non-Aligned Movement, the country put forward a number of initiatives towards the movement's further institutionalization. Expressing his gratitude for the fruitful cooperation between the organization and Azerbaijan, Antonio Vitorino stressed the importance of the First State program on Great Return to the liberated territories of Azerbaijan. He noted that the organization can support this process based on its experience. He also said that since its establishment, the International Organization for Migration has accumulated extensive experience in the return of internally displaced persons and refugees in different countries of the world and is ready to share this experience with the Azerbaijani side. The International Organization for Migration Director General underlined the importance of establishing a regional training center of the organization in Azerbaijan, saying that this center will contribute to increasing opportunities and training professional personnel both in Azerbaijan and in the countries of the region. Antonio Vitorino emphasized Azerbaijan's chairmanship of the Almaty Process consultative process on refugee protection and international migration for 2023-2024 and highlighted the importance of this platform in terms of ensuring continuous dialogue and information exchange on migration. The side stressed the significance of increasing the representation of Azerbaijani experts in the organization and other United Nations organizations. Antonio Vitorino pointed out that as a new donor country, Azerbaijan's financial contributions to the organization's budget are highly appreciated.
The head of state met with President of the Republic of Iraq, Abdulatif Jamal Rashid.
Abdulatif Jamal Rashid said he is happy to be in Azerbaijan and thanked the Azerbaijani leader for the invitation to the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group on the fight against COVID-19. The Iraqi president noted that the NAM is the organization which plays an extremely great role in international relations nowadays. The president of Azerbaijan thanked his Iraqi counterpart for visiting Azerbaijan. Noting that Azerbaijan's Non-Aligned Movement chairmanship is set to end, President Ilham Aliyev said Azerbaijan's chairmanship has spared no effort to develop the NAM, came forward with some institutionalization-related initiatives such as establishment of the NAM youth and parliamentary networks. The head of state pointed out that Azerbaijan would host the third NAM summit during its chairmanship. President Ilham Aliyev recalled with pleasure his participation in the Arab League summit in Algeria, saying Azerbaijan attached special importance to the development of relations with Arab countries. The Iraqi president noted that his country is interested in deepening relations with Azerbaijan, adding there are good opportunities for expanding cooperation even more. Abdullatif Jamal Rashid provided information about the problems and security threats Iraq is facing and pointed out that his country had already stepped into a stage of stability. The Azerbaijani president said that there are ample opportunities for cooperation between the two nations within international organizations and mentioned OPEC Plus and other formats in this respect. The head of state underlined that Azerbaijan provided humanitarian assistance during the pandemic to the non-member countries, including Iraq. President Ilham Aliyev also invited his Iraqi counterpart to pay an official visit to Azerbaijan. Abdullatif Jamal Rashid kindly accepted the invitation and for his part invited the Azerbaijani leader to visit Iraq. During the conversation, the heads of state discussed cooperation in investments, energy, construction, transport and education fields and underlined the importance of expanding the bilateral economic trade balance and arranging trips of business delegations.
On March 1st, the head of our state also met with President of the Republic of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev. Greeting President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev, President Ilham Aliyev said it was a good opportunity to meet and exchange views as they agreed during their previous meetings and track the progress of the instructions they had given to their teams, saying that last year was a record year in terms of the development of relations between the two countries, and 3 visits were paid to Uzbekistan and there will be many more meetings this year as well. The head of state added that the most important thing was that all decisions adopted were implemented in time and even in the greater volumes than they had planned. The industrial cooperation, agriculture, urban planning, we work in all these directions and I'm very grateful to you for your attitude, said President Ilham Aliyev, and recalled with great warmth his visits to Uzbekistan and the hospitality he received. Expressing gratitude to President Mirziyoyev for the participation in the restoration of Karabakh, the head of state underlined that this was the first foreign project funded by the foreign state and it was the school that was made as a present to former IDPs. Azerbaijani people greatly appreciate this and the construction is going successfully. Once again welcome, said President Ilham Aliyev. President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev thanked the head of our state for the warm welcome and noted that the bilateral systematic meetings give a completely different perception to the strategic partnership. Soon a positive result is expected in the automotive industry. New local brands, new car production will begin this March and September. This is a completely different brand, different quality. Both our teams have already agreed on a cotton cluster, and there are lands allocated, said President of Uzbekistan, and talked about existing challenges in sericulture, as well as issues related to mechanical engineering to be resolved at the parliamentary level. In the oil and gas field, a large project with SOCAR is being implemented, and a feasibility study is under development. President of Uzbekistan Shavkat Mirziyoyev noted that the authority of NAM has significantly increased under the chairmanship of Azerbaijan. President of Uzbekistan once again thanked the head of our state for the reception. President Ilham Aliyev received member of the Federal Supreme Council of the United Arab Emirates, ruler of Ras Al Khaimah, His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Sagar Al Qasimi. Congratulating the head of state who is hosting the summit of the NAM contact group on the fight against COVID-19, His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Sagar Al Qasimi noted that this event was of special importance. The guest conveyed the greetings of the leadership of the United Arab Emirates to President Ilham Aliyev. The head of our state thanked for the greetings and asked to convey his greetings to the leadership of UAE. President of Azerbaijan thanked His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Sagar Al Qasimi for his visit and extended his gratitude to the UAE for participating in the summit. The head of state underlined that there are friendly and brotherly relations between Azerbaijan and the United Arab Emirates, and leaders of both countries enjoyed good relations. Speaking about the importance of the summit, President of Azerbaijan said our country seriously worked during its chairmanship in NAM for the institutionalization of the NAM and raising its role in the international relations system. During the meeting, the sides exchanged views on bilateral issues. They also noted the importance of the project implemented in the field of energy by Mustard Company of UAE in Azerbaijan. Stressing the development of cooperation in the field of tourism, the sides noted that increased reciprocal tourist visits served to people-to-people contacts. On March 2nd, the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group in response to COVID-19 kicked off in Baku. President Ilham Aliyev attended the summit-level meeting. On March 2nd, a summit-level meeting of the NAM contact group in response to COVID-19 took place in Baku. Chairing the NAM, President of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev took part in the summit. Delivering opening remarks at the event, the head of state stressed that our goal as the chair of NAM was to defend justice and international law. President Ilham Aliyev emphasized that right after the start of the pandemic, it was NAM that came up with initiatives to mobilize global efforts against COVID-19. Touching on the activities of the movement in the fight against the pandemic, the head of state noted that the leadership of NAM in mobilizing global efforts against COVID-19 once again demonstrated the reputation and responsibility of the movement. Azerbaijan provided financial and humanitarian donations to more than 80 countries, the majority of which are NAM member countries, either through bilateral channels or through the WHO, said President Ilham Aliyev, and added that Azerbaijan greatly supported the institutional development of the movement. We initiated the establishment of the NAM Parliamentary Network. The first meeting of the NAM Parliamentary Network took place in Baku in June 2022. Furthermore, the Shusha Accords established the NAM Youth Organization in July 2022. The permanent secretariat of the NAM Youth Organization will be located in Baku. Our goal is to create institutional sustainability and to leave a successful legacy to the members who will take over the chairmanship after Azerbaijan, said the head of state. On March 2nd, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev met with President of Turkmenistan, Serdar Berdimuhamedov. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev met with President of Turkmenistan Serdar Berdimuhamedov. President of Turkmenistan expresses gratitude to the head of state for inviting him to attend the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group in response to COVID-19, emphasized that Azerbaijan was active in the non-aligned movement during its chairmanship, and congratulated President Ilham Aliyev on this occasion. Serdar Berdimuhamedov noted that the movement plays an important role in maintaining international peace and security. He also stressed that special attention was paid to the fight against the pandemic as part of the non-aligned movement. President Ilham Aliyev thanked President Serdar Berdimuhamedov for his participation in the summit-level meeting, adding that this event created good opportunities for discussions on the bilateral ties. The head of state underlined that Azerbaijan always placed special attention to the development of bilateral relations with Turkmenistan, hailed the political dialogue between the two countries, adding that cultural and humanitarian ties were developing. President Ilham Aliyev said that Azerbaijan's non-aligned movement chairmanship is set to end. The head of state underlined Azerbaijan is interested in enhancing the role of the movement, adding the country came forward with a number of initiatives to this end. At the same time, he noted that the world order today is in the process of reshaping, and the non-aligned movement should play its role in this process. President Ilham Aliyev underlined that very close political ties between the two countries rest on a solid foundation, saying that there are ample opportunities for cooperation between Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan in energy, cotton cultivation, transport, investments, and other spheres. The head of state added that Azerbaijan is ramping up its transport transit capabilities, and it provides additional opportunities in the future for shipment of Turkmenistan's goods through Azerbaijan. The sides also shared their views on the issues of mutual interest. President Ilham Aliyev met with head of the Presidency Council of the State of Libya, Mohammed Yunus al-Menfi, on the sidelines of the NAM summit.
The head of state expressed gratitude to Mohammed Yunus al-Menfi for participating in the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group in response to COVID-19. President Ilham Aliyev held political relations between Azerbaijan and Libya and noted that there were ample opportunities for developing the bilateral ties. Saying that the development of relations with the Arab states is one of the priorities of Azerbaijan's foreign policy, the head of state recalled his participation in the Arab League summit held in Algeria last year, adding that this event made an important contribution to the expansion of Azerbaijan's relations with the Arab states. Mohammed Yunus al-Menfi highlighted excellent organization and importance of the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement in Baku, expressed his gratitude for the invitation to the event and hospitality, adding Azerbaijan's chairmanship made serious effort in contribution to the development of the movement. The head of the Presidency Council of the State of Libya underlined that the Azerbaijani leader's speech had been held closely at the Arab League summit in Algeria. Mohammed Yunus al-Menfi pointed out that his country is interested in developing relations with Azerbaijan, saying both countries share the same stance with respect to a number of issues on the international agenda. The sides underscored the importance of continuing joint efforts for the development of relationships in various fields, in particular mutual investments, construction, and energy. Both leaders touched upon the significance of stepping up the activity of the Intergovernmental Commission and cooperation within international organizations, including that in the OPEC Plus format.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, met with Prime Minister of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, Ayman bin Abdurrahman.
President Ilham Aliyev recalled his participation in the 31st Arab League summit at the invitation of President of Algeria, Abdelmadjid Tebboune. The head of state noted that as part of the trip, discussions were held on the prospects for bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and Algeria. The Prime Minister conveyed the sincere greetings of President of Algeria, Abdelmadjid Tebboune, to the head of state. The head of state thanked for the greetings and asked Ayman bin Abdurrahman to pass on his greetings and invitation to visit Azerbaijan to the President of Algeria. Expressing gratitude for the invitation to attend the summit-level meeting of the non-aligned movement in Baku, the Prime Minister congratulated President Ilham Aliyev for the excellent organization of the event and Azerbaijan's successful chairmanship of the NAM. He emphasized that thanks to the chairmanship of Azerbaijan, the role of the movement in international relations had strengthened even further. The Premier said Algeria is interested in comprehensive developing mutual relations with Azerbaijan. Ayman bin Abdurrahman noted that interparliamentary cooperation and relations in the justice sphere are developing today, adding a political dialogue mechanism at the level of Ministries of Foreign Affairs had started with political consultations to be held shortly. President Ilham Aliyev said Azerbaijan's non-aligned movement chairmanship would end by the end of the year and underlined that the chairmanship was very active in institutionalization of the movement. The head of state pointed out that Azerbaijani specialists, including oilmen, geologists and culture figures, are successfully working in Algeria. Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman, for his part, stressed that contribution of Azerbaijani specialists to the development of Algeria after the country's gaining its independence is widely lauded.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received President of the 77th session of the UN General Assembly, Chaba Koroshi.
Chaba Koroshi expressed his gratitude to the head of state for inviting him to the summit-level meeting of the non-aligned movement, noting that the movement plays an important role in the international relations system. He says that during Azerbaijan's chairmanship, the movement's role in the UN General Assembly and international relations in general had been enhanced, emphasizing that the country made practical suggestions to institutionalize the movement. Koroshi also thanked for support to the UN General Assembly, both financially and through personnel, and described an Azerbaijani specialist activity at the General Assembly's office as a positive factor. The head of state in turn expressed his gratitude to Chaba Koroshi for his participation in the summit of the non-aligned movement and noted that he attaches special importance to the development of cooperation with the highest UN bodies, including the General Assembly. President Ilham Aliyev recalled that as the chairman of the non-aligned movement, Azerbaijan initiated the conduct of a special session of the UN General Assembly in response to COVID-19. Noting that Azerbaijan is facing large-scale mine problem and some 300 Azerbaijanis have been killed or seriously injured so far in mine explosions since the end of the Second Karabakh War on November 10, 2020, the head of state also highlighted the large-scale restoration and reconstruction works which are being carried out in the liberated territories of Azerbaijan. President Ilham Aliyev said Azerbaijan had put forward an initiative to establish a new sustainable development goal on demining, emphasized the importance of conducting discussions in this regard within the framework of the UN, and touched upon the issue of reforms in the UN highest bodies. During the meeting, the sides also exchanged views on global climate change, water problem and food security issues.
President Ilham Aliyev received Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Rafael Mariano Grossi.
The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency congratulated the head of state on Azerbaijan's successful chairmanship of the non-aligned movement. He said that Azerbaijan's chairmanship of this movement had a practical nature and made a great contribution to international peace and security, and strengthened the role of the movement in the world. Rafael Mariano Grossi emphasized the development of fruitful cooperation between Azerbaijan and the International Atomic Energy Agency. President Ilham Aliyev thanked Rafael Mariano Grossi for participation in the event and underlined that Azerbaijan attaches great importance to cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency. The head of state stressed the importance of peaceful use of nuclear technology. President Ilham highlighted the practical importance of Azerbaijan's relations with the agency in agriculture, medicine and petrochemical fields. The Azerbaijani leader touched upon nuclear security problems, drawing attention to the operation of the Midsummer nuclear power plant in Armenia, which pose a big nuclear threat to Azerbaijan, Turkey, Armenia and the whole region. The head of state underlined that the plant is using outdated technology and has serious technical problems. President Ilham Aliyev expressed concern over illegal trade of some nuclear materials originating from Midsummer plant. The importance for all countries to abide by the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty was underlined at the meeting, with concern raised over attempts to create nuclear weapons, which pose a serious threat to international peace and security.
A reception was hosted on behalf of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, in honor of the heads of state and government and heads of international organizations participating in the summit-level meeting of the Non-Aligned Movement Contact Group in response to COVID-19. That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and see you next Sunday.